Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Hope you're having a good week so far. We've got an extra submission to do this week, and it's by our great friend of the channel, Jacob, aka Moon Devoured. And I've been looking back through the old videos, and it turns out we've been following this guy almost 3 years to the day. It was March the 3rd, 2021 that we first got a submission from this guy. Man, I cannot believe how quick time goes, and that we're already into our 4th year of doing the channel. It's just absolutely crazy. It's got a bit of a blurb here that I'm going to read out. The track is called Embrace the Horde, and apparently it's about letting go of one's darkness, acknowledging that the pariahs you call inner demons are really a blessing in disguise, a uniqueness, abolish norms, abandon fear, and let them out. Pretty cool. We know you always get darkness and, spoken word and stuff off his chest with this guy. Love to hear it. It says the instrumentals and production by Master Alex Savini, who you know we love, unleashing upon the ears one of Moon Devoured's most crushing deathcore experiences, complete with the occasional spoken interlude and melodic moment that have become signatures of this project. And that's what we love to hear. It says the cover photo was by the mega talented Tyler Pullman, and the artistic model, Ruby. Grateful once again for being allowed to use your work. And it's by Malevolent Media as well, who does a video who we've seen before in the past. Now, I'm not sure if Jacob saw my last video with Nooses, who's a great friend of his, where I was talking about, I think deathcore has probably kind of had its final nail in the coffin in terms of, bringing new things to the table, new riffs, new ideas, or trying to encompass new edges into deathcore. Things have been tried, things work for a while, but now I think even those ideas have kind of come to the end of their, or they've been perfected in such a way that there's really nowhere else to go with them. And I think at the moment, deathcore is looking for kind of either a new lease of life within bringing something else to the table, or maybe it's just going to die for a bit and then come back around as a nostalgic thing in that way that things do. It's all cyclical in that way. But I think for the time being, deathcore has kind of exhausted its ideas and perfected its ideas to the point where there's really nowhere else to go. Now, when I was saying all of that stuff, I wasn't really including Jacob in this because he is a unique guy. It says in here, release your inner demons, they're really a blessing in disguise and a uniqueness. And that's what you get from this guy. So whereas I'm talking about deathcore in that other video, I'm talking about kind of run-of-the-mill normal deathcore in this. Jacob isn't run-of-the-mill normal deathcore, and Alex as well doesn't make run-of-the-mill deathcore, and his sound is super dope. And I still have got a place in my heart for this spoken word, dark, kind of solo project, but working with other people, but really trying to express himself through this project. That's what I get from Jacob, and that's what I like to hear from him. So all the stuff I say, I hope he does go back and watch that video and see if he's got any ideas about what I think about deathcore in general, but he should know it doesn't really apply to him. This is Embrace the Horde. It's a lyric video. Let's give it a spin.
It knows my fears, it knows my secrets. Gets inside your head and shows you.
Goodbye.
The tormented
Great atmosphere to this one. Loving it.
It's about time for a fucking rebirth.
Great sounds. Cool. Sound of those guitars and bass. Yes, man. I really, really love this one. I thought it was superb from start to finish. I loved everything about it. The music, the vocals, the vibe, the atmosphere, the stabbing, the dynamics of heaviness and atmosphere, pulling it back, the softness that was in there, and then just stabbing hard. The sound of the drums, the sound of the bass and the guitars just sounded amazing. Jesus, loved everything about it. Just really sounded incredible, had a great vibe to it. The way it moved as well was different, really, really cool. I mean, I wouldn't really particularly call this deathcore, to be honest with you. It's not got enough death in there to be really deathcore. It's something else. It's a down-tempo metal or something like that. I don't know what you'd call it, but the down-tempo-ness of it is really, really nice, and it's super down-tempo. The one section in there that was chords, it was only 4 chords over the whole section. It was like down, really long, wide out, down, down, and just 4 chords like that with a vocal over the top. That's nothing, there's nothing in there. There's just 4 chords and vocals and drums and stuff, but it sounded so full, so massive with the atmosphere in there. It really filled it out nicely, gave it a balance. So it wasn't just all chug and low end. And when there was the breaks and the long pauses between those chugs as well, there was still a great atmosphere to fall back on the whole time. So it wasn't just empty space and kind of lifeless in between the chugs. It really had a nice life in between. It sounded so great, man. The music on it was so great. And I thought that Jacob worked with his vocals in this one better than he has in any other track before. It flowed nicely. The spoken word section came in at the right point. There was some really, really heavy parts. Let me just see if I can get the word that he said. The liberation, I think it was so heavy, the way that it came through in the vocal, and you can hear all the gurgling and the popping in his throat. It's really well recorded. So I thought the vocals just sat in this music the best that it has in the 3 years, that we've been following him now. And it really shows me he's still progressing, still, you know, perfecting his style, and because he's got a uniqueness to him. And when you're doing something unique, you're figuring it out for yourself. You're not working off what other people have done and they've perfected bits and bobs for you. He's trying to create his own thing here with the spoken word, with the vibe, with the darkness, with the lyrics and everything. And it's all really, really coming together. Man, sounding so great on this one. I thought this was absolutely superb from start to finish. The music was wicked, the vocals are wicked, and the way that they work together, because you've got to remember the music and the vocals are by two separate people in this. They're not a band necessarily. He's gone to Alex to ask him to create this music, so he's got an outlet for his vocal ability. And I said as well in the Nooses video, sometimes that can seem like it's not quite gelled together. And it actually told me in the one of the previous tracks of that, he just had an MP3 of all the music, and then he just had to mix the vocal on top of that. And I said, well, that's exactly why it sounded like it was two parts that weren't quite gelled together in the perfect way, because you got to mix a vocal into the music. You can't mix all the music and then just plop a vocal on top. It's all got to be gelled in together. And these guys have really worked that out nicely, but you expect it from Alex. He's such a great guy. Absolutely love this one. Thanks for getting back on board with the channel. I hope to hear more out of you soon with this, because I've just really, really enjoyed checking it out. It's given me a massive buzz listening to it, and knowing that we've been following you now for so long, it'd be really great. And as well, I noticed you've made 4 submissions, so on the next one, you'll get a free t-shirt as well. So there's a little extra incentive to see you next time. That's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I've really, really enjoyed it. There you go. That's it from me. We'll see you around. Cheers. Bye.